you guys. Welcome to Tuesday's math lesson. Today we're doing Darth Vader practice. And again, for those of you who can't print the worksheet out, I'm going to show you how to use just a regular piece of paper so that you can still do the practice, but you don't have to worry about printing anything. So I just took a blank piece of white paper. You could use any color that you have. I'm going to go ahead and fold the long sides together to do a vertical fold or a hot dog fold. Once I have that, I'm going to fold the short sides of the rectangle together, top to bottom. I'm folding it in halves. Remember, halves are 2 equal parts. And once I have that, I'm going to fold it again, top to bottom, like this. So you have a much smaller rectangle. And then you open it up, you open it up, you open it up once more, and you'll have 4 boxes on this side and 4 boxes on this side. So that will be 8 problems. But then you can flip it over and you can use 2 more boxes for a total of 10 problems. So I'm going to go ahead and use a marker so it's easy for you to see my equations. But it's probably best if you use a pencil if you have one, unless you're just working on a whiteboard. You can always do this practice on a whiteboard and you can write one equation down, and when you're done you can erase it and then write the next equation down. All of that works also. Okay, so my Darth Vader paper that I'm just looking at my computer, you can see right here. Just looking at my Darth Vader one, I have it pulled up on my computer. The equation that I am looking at, the first one is 48 plus 37. So I'm just going to use one small part here. Today I'm going to do 10 on the bottom. So I'm going to try to leave space to have more space on the bottom of my equation. I'm not going to put the 10 on the top. Remember, whenever you are doing 2-digit addition, a method you can do is 10 on top, or you can do 10 on the bottom so the 1 is closer to the extra ones that you have. I'll show you that. So I'm going to do 48 plus 37. Again, I'm lining up my 8 ones with my 7 ones from those 2 numbers, and then here in a column I'm making sure my 4 10s and my 3 10s are in a nice straight column. It's going to be really important as you move forward in math that you try to make your work really neat. This shouldn't be huge wide numbers, it shouldn't be numbers spread out, it should be nice neat work. So let's go ahead and draw our sticks and circles for each of the numbers, or the real thing is the 10s and the 1s. How many 10s are in 48? 4. How many 1s? 8. Now let's look at 37. How many 10s? 3. How many 1s? 7. There's 7 1s and 37. So what I'm looking at when I look at this equation is if I cover my 10s and I look at my 1s, because I want to start with my 1s when I'm doing this method, I see that I have 8 plus 7. So here are my circles to prove that. 8 circles plus 7 more. Mrs. Lloyd already knows 8 plus 7 is 15. Okay, but if you didn't, you would count them out to find that out. So I have 8 up here. I'm going to go ahead and count up to get the 2 extra ones I need to make a new group of 10. Because I know I'm going to have more than 10, because look, here's 2 empty spots. That would be 5 and 5. That would make 10. And there's 7 down here. So I'm going to go 8, and I'm just going to circle these 2. 9, 10. I only had to take 2 from the 7 to make this a 10. So now I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have, when I add up 8 plus 7, 8 plus 7, I get the answer 15. We know we can't just write that down there because I can't put the number 15 in my ones place. Remember, you can't put a number in your ones place that's bigger than 9. So once it's 10 or more, you will end up having to put that new 10 you get up into your tens place because you're only allowed to put ones here and you're only allowed to put tens there. So 15 I break apart. I'm going to write it lower so that I have room for that 10 on bottom today. So I'm going to put my 5 ones there. In my new group of 10, that 1, I'm going to move to below the 3. So today I'm going to do 10 below. You can put the 10 on top, you can put the 10 below. I like it below because to Mrs. Lloyd, it's easier for you to see that this was the number 15. When I added 8 plus 7, I got the number 15. I just can't write that in my answer area, but I can put the 1 below my tens place right here. 4 tens plus 3 tens plus 1 new group of 10. Now I'll put how many tens right here. So let's look at this. 4, let's count how many tens we have. 5, 6, 7, plus the 1 more, 8. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw the 8 right there. So this is how the method 10 below looks when you're adding 2-digit numbers. 48 plus 37 equals 85. And instead of putting the 10 on top like we did yesterday, I just put the 10 below, and then I had to kind of scoot my answer down a little bit so that my 8 tens and my 5 ones would be right next to each other, because we were coming up with the number 85 by using this method. I can count it just to check by using my proof picture. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. This is a new group of 10. 80. Now I count up by ones. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. So the answer to 48 plus 37 is 85. And I use the method of 10 below. If you don't like putting your 10 there, if you don't like putting that 1 there from your teen number, like 15, I'm putting my 1 down there, then you can put it on top if you like that method best, okay? Let's go ahead and look at the next equation we have with Darth Vader math. We have 55 plus 15. So 55 plus 15. Okay, so here's my equation. Now I'm going to go ahead and look. Just starting to think about what is my picture going to look like. I'm going to have 5 ones plus 5 ones. Guess what, you guys? 5 and 5 makes 10. So I'm going to have a new group of 10. But let's draw our proof picture. 55 is 5 tens plus 5 ones. And 15, don't get tricked by this because there's so many digits that are the same, right? 15, just think of the number, how many tens? 1 10 and 5 extra ones. So now I need to add my ones up, my 5 plus 5. So 5 and 5, 10. And are there any extra ones? There are not. So watch, when 5 plus 5 equals 10, because there's no extra ones, the 0 and the 10. Oh, I want to leave some space. Let me go down here a little bit. The 0 goes down in my ones place, and the 1 new group of 10 goes here if I'm using the method 10 below the other numbers and the tens place. So then I go ahead and I add these numbers. The reason we use this method again is, look, you can kind of imagine this is the number 10 just by looking at it. Even though this is smaller and above, you can see it looks like this. That's the advantage to putting 10 below. If you don't like that, put 10 on top, right? So let's go ahead and add 5 tens plus 1. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus the new group, 1 more, is 7. So what is 55 plus 15? It equals 70. And my proof picture shows you that. 50 60, 70. And there we go. And we're using the 10 below method. Let's try another one. 20, the next one on the paper is 24 plus 36. It's kind of crazy because I'm writing sideways right now. 24 plus 36. Ooh, look, I really made my 10s and 1s nice and spaced there, not on purpose. All right, so let's draw our sticks and circles. 24 has 2 10s and 4 1s. 36 has 3 10s and 6 1s. Oh, have to put one right there. 6. All right, let's look at our numbers. So we're adding the 1s. We always start with our circles with our 1s when we're using 10 below or 10 on top. So 4 plus 6. 4 plus 6. I already know that's 10, but let's go ahead and count it up if we didn't know. Whenever we're counting up, remember we start with the bigger number. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, another perfect 10 with no extra 1s. So 4 plus 6 equals 10. So let's go ahead and look at how we write this here. When we have 10, we'll go ahead and say we have 0 extra 1s, so we'll put a 0 in our 1s place, and the one new group of 10, the 1 in the number 10 goes right below. So now I add up my 10s place. I have 2 plus 3 10s, so 3, 4, 5, plus 1 new group. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. So my answer to 24 plus 36 equals 60. And my proof picture proves that. 30, 40, 50, 60. And that is what math is about. And right now I do want you drawing the proof picture. We'll get to the point where you practice without it, but it's easy for us to see what's happening when we use these methods if we have a proof picture going along with it. Let's go ahead and do the next one. We have 25 plus 15. All right, there's our equation. Our 10s and our 1s are lined up. Let's cover our 10s and look at our 1s for this method. 5 plus 5, whoa, you guys, that's going to be 10. Let's go ahead and draw our sticks and circles to prove it. 25 is 2 10s plus 5 extra 1s. 15 is 1 10 and 5 extra 1s. So now we're looking at our 1s. We're adding, what is 5 plus 5? 5 plus 5 is 10. And when I have a new 10 and I don't have any extra 1s, there's no circles that are not in the group, then I put my 0 in my 1s place. And if I'm using 10 below, I put my new group of 10 right here over the equal sign right in my 10s place. If you don't like putting it below, you could pop it on top. But here it's easy to see, oh, I had 5 plus 5, that was 10, right? Now I add all of the numbers in my 10s place. 2 plus 1 equals 3, plus 1 more equals 4. So the answer to 25 plus 15 equals 40. And my proof picture shows that. 10, 20, 30, 40. All right, we're going on to the next equation, which is 49 plus 37. So I'm going to go ahead and write it. If you are really loving to put your 10 on top instead of below, then scoot your equation down and leave more space on top. But right now I'm practicing 10 below. So 49 plus 37, put my plus sign, my equal sign. All right, so just looking at this equation moving forward, if I look at my 1s, I see 9 plus 7. That equals 16. So I know I'm going to have a new group here. If I didn't, I might just write the answer, but I'm going to have a new group. So 9 plus 7. So let's go ahead and show our sticks and circles. 49, 4 10s, and 9 1s. 37, 3 10s, and 7 1s. So my pictures are nice and neat. That's really important in math. So what is 9 plus 7? Well, if I'm adding 9 and 7, all I need to do is take 1 from 7 and put it in this spot to make this 10 and 6, right? So I know I only need to take one of these circles to make this a 10 group. I'll just take one from right there because it makes it nice and clean. So now that's 10, 9, 10. So how many extra ones do I have? Well, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 extra ones, so I put my 6 right here. And then I have one new group of 10, so I put my 1 in my 10s place. And again, the reason we do 10 below is because it's easy for you to see that when we added 9 plus 7, 9 plus 7, that we got 16. And so when you are writing 16 on this equation, you put your 6 from your 1s here, and the 110 goes in the 10s place. So the 1 goes here or on top. And that's what we're doing. We're splitting the number 16 apart. So now we're adding all of the numbers in our 10s place. 4 plus 3 is 7. If you didn't know that, you'd go 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you need to add 1 extra 1 for our new group. So 7 plus 1 is 8. There we go. So the answer to 49 plus 37 equals 86. And my proof picture proves that. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Then count up by ones. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. That's my answer. All right, let's do one more equation together, and then I'm going to let you do the rest by yourself. So the next equation is 54 plus 19. So 54 plus 19. Be really careful that your equation is neat. Your 1s are in a tower in a column, and your 10s are in a column, all lined up, one above the other. So let's go ahead, and if we were solving this, we would just start with this. If we weren't going to draw a picture, we'd say, what is 4 plus 9? That's 13. And then I could write the 3 and put the 1, and then add all the numbers in my 10s place. That would be the way to do it without pictures, but let's keep using our pictures today. 54 is 5 10s and 4 extra 1s. I'm just going to draw dots since I have this big marker. 19 is 1 10 and 9 1s. All right, so I'm adding 4 plus 9. So already I can see, because I make these nice, neat 5 groups, that I only need to give one of these from the 4 to the 9 to make a 10 group. So let's go ahead and do that. 9, 10. So now I have 10 and 3, so that means the answer to 4 plus 9 is 13. But in order to write that, if I'm using 10 below, I put my 3 here from 13, and I put my 110 from the number 13 in the 10s place. And then I add up all the numbers in my 10s place. So 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. And now I see that the answer to 54 plus 19 equals 73. And my proof picture shows that. 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73. So go ahead and continue practicing the rest of the equations on the Darth Vader practice page, and keep trying this method, and if you like 10 on top, do 10 on top, or do continue doing the 10 on the bottom that I did today. Tomorrow is a fun day because I'm going to show you my favorite method using our secret code cards that is called Show It All. All right, you guys, have a great night.